Hey, it's Enrique. Welcome to another review video. This time it's wireless tattoo machine from Cheyenne, Solnov Unlimited, but 3.5mm. Previously I reviewed the 4mm one as well. You can check it in link below if you want to see that one. But when I got that machine and I was working with it, and also for the review video, when I was filming, I had mentioned that probably I would prefer 3.5mm over the 4mm one. So now I had a chance to get this one and finally get a chance to test it all as well. I got this machine only a couple weeks before we had another lockdown, and so for 4 months I haven't had a chance to really try this out. But now it's all lifted over, and here in England we are allowed to tattoo. So for the past 2 weeks I was mainly working with only this machine, and I really like it, and I will go through it a little bit more and I will explain what I like and how it is compared to the 4mm one and why I prefer this one myself. So machine comes in this box. There's a huge manual with it for every language. I'm sure some of this information is online as well if you need to read that one, or if you lose that. Also, there's a little bit explanation how to use it in steady and responsive mode and what angle will be what the voltage is. And of course it's for left-handed and for right-handed as well, so that's pretty cool. And also here it's explanation what the light means and how to work with that one button mode. And the machine comes in this box, what's really cool for traveling as well, but it's a bit larger, of course. You can pack it a bit smaller maybe, but considering that everything is inside there, you don't need any power packs, any cables or anything. It's not actually big at all. So if we are opening it there, and here is inside the machine and everything else with it. There's the batteries included, the charger, the USB cable as well, and there's extra thing for maybe more batteries in the future if you want to get, and also the machine. Unfortunately it doesn't come with a charging plug for this one, but it's just USB, so you can pretty much use it with any phone charger or any other chargers you have. But I think the just kind of plug would be nice as well included with it, because just in case if you don't have USB to charge it anywhere. So I think there would be a good space for it to include the charger as well, but oh well, maybe in the future. So here is the machine. Really lightweight, exactly the same like the 4mm one, only the difference is that on this one there's says 3.5. So to start machine, all you need to do is press this button and hold. Now it kind of waked it up, so it's ready to start, and you just need to press button once and it turns on, and once again and it stops. To use it in responsive mode, you need to press and hold this button until this button starts to blink. Like this. Now it will be ready in responsive mode, and if you just press it, now it works in responsive mode. Responsive mode is more like coil machine feel, so when you work on a scan it will kind of little bit bounce the needle back. I personally don't work much on this mode. I have tried a little bit, and I think it will be great for color, a lot more than black and gray really. I have heard some people saying that to achieve really smooth black and grays they always use this mode, but for me personally I can achieve better results by using steady mode. And when the steady mode is on, it works more like direct drive machine, hard hitting. And to turn back on to the steady mode, you need to press this button until this blinking light stops. So you just press and hold, and here we go. We are now in steady mode again. To adjust the voltages of the machine, it's again really easy. You just turn it on, and you will need to press this button and lift it up or downwards. At first time when I read about that motion kind of adjustment of the voltage, I thought it's really silly idea, and I thought, why would anyone do that? Because I really don't want to be like a wizard in the air with my machine, you know. But actually now I really love it, and I would prefer it to any buttons or anything, because if I'm working and tattooing and I feel that I need a bit faster, all I do is just press this button and turn a little bit higher up and release it and keep working. And if I need a bit slower, all I do is press this button, hold it, turn it a little bit down, release it, and that's it. Honestly, it takes just 1 second to turn the voltages up or down, and for me it's like perfect way to use the machine and perfect way to adjust the voltage. Of course it doesn't have any displays or anything, so you don't know what voltage you are. You have that extra leaflet where you can kind of adjust and you can figure it out what voltage you are using it. So maybe that's helpful if you want to know exactly what you want from your machine, what voltage you want from your machine. So but to me this is great. So about battery as well, it's located over here. It's all secured and screwed in, so all you need to do is unscrew this one, take out the battery. These are here, they are like Panasonic, some number, I'm not really sure what the number is, but I'm sure you can read that online. They're really cheap to buy, you can just buy in any shop them as well, and when you buy the machine it comes with 2 batteries straight away, so you pretty much sorted for a whole day of tattooing. If you need replacement or if you're traveling to conventions, you can just buy like many of these batteries and just keep recharging them and keep using many of them. Some of the wireless machine has built-in batteries, and then if something goes wrong and or it stops like kind of charging, you know how it is. So if it needs to be changing, you pretty much need to change whole that battery or whole machine even. But with this one, it's just these ones. I think they last a little bit less than on some of the other battery packs I tried before. It gives like good 4.55 hours of use easy, and it comes with 2 batteries, so one is charging all the time, and if one dies you just swap it and that's it. Nothing to worry about, not an issue at all for me to swap it once a day. You know, most of the people want to break anyway. So another thing, grips. Grips are standard Salnova grips for this machine, so you can buy them separately as well. This one is what comes with it. It's fully autoclavable, easy to reach and wash everything and clean up here as well. And also you can use disposable grips from Cheyenne, what's amazing, especially if you're traveling or you have like multiple tattoos you want to do in one day and you have only a few grips, then you can always swap through some disposable ones. So that's a big plus to this one as well. Another thing I love about this machine is how easy it is to cover it. All you need to do is remove this O-ring from here, and I think that's the most trickiest part, but once you removed it once, you don't really need to put it back there anymore. So you take this O-ring off, then you take clipcord sleeve, and you just slide it over the machine, just like this. Then you attach this O-ring over it, like this, over here. And now just put it all the way back and then bend this one over. So you can see it's fully covered and nothing really can get anywhere there. You just put the grip back on. I just cut this one off about here, and usually I wrap it with some grip wrap over the grip part, just so it's less slippery. And here as well, you can take this down and tape all around, just like this. After it's covered like this, if you do need to change the battery while you work, if it's like if you're doing day session and you have to change it between, then you can just always open it. So usually I would do like this and grab the new pair of gloves, of course, and unscrew this part. So you're not touching anything else, you're just touching this part here. Take the battery, change it to the new one, close it and slide this over, and you can tape this once again, and that should be alright, because with both of those charges you will be able to work for about 10 hours, so shouldn't be any more swapping in between. But of course, if you do smaller session work, so after each of the tattoo you can just swap the battery and put the other one to charge, and that will save you this change in between if that's an issue. And of course, when tattoo is done, you just remove all this, take the grip out, and just take this machine out. Make sure you don't throw this O-ring out, because that can definitely happen. And with grip you can adjust the needle depth. It's smooth, it doesn't click or anything, but it's really steady anyway. If it's in a place, it's not gonna really move around or anything. It's pretty steady. But also because the machine is pen shaped and it's pretty much all the way around the same, it doesn't matter how you hold it and how you adjust it, it always feels the same, and it's just really comfortable to work with, especially getting in areas around the neck areas and stuff like that. So about the performance, I really loved lining with 3.5mm one. To me, for my lines, works great. Usually on my work, I work with 3 liners, 5 liners, 7 liners and 9 liners, but I have tried some larger lines with this one as well, like 12 hollow lines, and for me worked great. It was easy also to do that line and quite fast as well. But I do think if you do more lines, probably 4mm one will work better for you. For the black color as well, I found it really easy. Like all the Cheyenne machines are pretty easy to achieve the solid color with them, no matter if it's 3.5mm or 4mm one. The solid black was going quite easy for me and wasn't an issue at all. Also tried some stippling and like dotted shading with it with like smaller liners, and with 3.5mm worked perfectly. I didn't see, yeah, it was fast enough and was good. With the 4mm one, sometimes it felt a little bit maybe angrier that when I did that, but again, I'm not really that work artist or anything, so I'm pretty sure if you are, you probably would prefer the longer stroke, because for the smaller liners that will be better. As it goes for the shading, with this one I really love how smooth the shades are. And again, from Solnova, all Solnova machines from Cheyenne, Solnova, Sol Luna, Solterra, and Unlimited, all those Sol machines are amazing, are really next level how they work, how the motor is and how it's set up, because it works like nothing like many other machines. It feels so much faster when you work with it. I'm not really sure if it is faster or not, but it does feel completely different to almost all the machines out there, and I really like that one. It kind of feels, it goes in a lot faster and less trauma to the skin. I wouldn't say I'm faster to tour with those Solnova machines, but it just feels that you can achieve the results a lot faster on the skin, so you're not overworking the skin as much. But I definitely think I am a bit faster with this wireless machine, because of how easy and simple it is to use it, especially the voltage adjustments up and down in just a couple of seconds. You don't need to look anywhere. There's no extra cables hanging. There's no pedals to worry about. There's no numbers to worry about. There's no buttons to press around, and it's just simple as it is. And with the cartridge system as well, you can just keep swapping cartridges. If you have like 5-6 cartridges on the table, it's pretty much like you have 5-6 different machines. And with the responsive mode as well, there's even extra options. So it's just a great machine overall. So in short, that's about it. I'm really, again, like I mentioned before, I'm really happy with this machine. And why I prefer 3.5mm to the 4mm one, it's because for me as a black and gray artist, I think the 4mm one was a bit harder hitting. Not saying that it wasn't impossible to do work. I was able to achieve pretty much everything what I can do with this machine as well. But when I was working with it, it was a bit harder hitting, and I did felt already from the first few days of working with the 4mm one, I felt that I would prefer 3.5mm, and actually it is. I loved it straight away, and this is my favorite machine today from them all of the machines at all. So I can surely say this is my favorite machine to go to, and I don't even want to use anything else, because working with it is just so easy and so smooth and so comfortable. So for me, nothing else can really top this machine at all. I loved it. I don't really see any improvements what you needed to do with this, because everything works for me perfectly fine. I don't really know what else I would add to it if I had a choice. If someone would offer me to, is there anything else you would improve in this machine or add to it? For me, there's nothing. I just want to keep this machine. I don't want it to break or anything. But of course, I'm sure there's in the future there will be something more from Cheyenne as well, something more even cooler coming up, what possibly I'll love even more, but I just can't see that happening. So for me, this is the go-to as well, and you only need one machine for everything, and you don't need any cables, any power packs, or any pedals or anything. It's all there and you're ready to go. Well, actually you need cable to the charging. Of course you need charging station for your batteries, but that's kind of different. And it comes together when you're buying machine anyway, so you have it all. So now I can pretty much forget about most of my machines and use this one, and I'll be happy with it. So if you are looking for some wireless tattoo machines, I highly recommend this one because of everything I explained before. There is just so many things there. Everything is just really great. I don't even know what to add from myself. The only downside of this machine probably is that you can't see the voltage, exact voltage numbers. So for those who are really relying on the numbers and really kind of curious about what percentage there are or what numbers and stuff, so that will be the only downside. But I would personally wouldn't want to add any display to this machine anyway myself, because For me, it works perfectly. I don't really need to see any numbers. I have mentioned it many times in my past videos that I don't really rely on the numbers. I just kind of feel on the skin how it feels. And if I feel that it needs to be a bit faster, I just add it a little bit faster. A bit slower, I do it a bit slower as well. And of course, there's the two options, so 3.5mm and 4mm, and that will depend on the work you do. If you do softer work and some like smaller line works and just some shading and maybe color blending and more like maybe realism colors, stuff like that, then 3.5mm will be perfect. If you are looking to do larger lines, more traditional work, more color packing, or maybe larger color scale designs or stuff like that, then 4mm one would be the one to go. But as an all-rounder machine, I would probably as well suggest 4mm one, because if you work in a street shop or if you do in variety of styles, I think the 4mm one will be better to do any kind of work. I'll attach links below where you can read and learn a little bit more about this machine and their websites and Instagrams and everything like that. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions. I'll try to answer them as well. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you again.